Don't ask about this. I was panicking, alright? Don't worry about it. It's fine. Everything is fine. Hello, friends, fiends, and everything in between. My name is Caelen Jester, your resident they, them, and I had a plan for today's episode, but I didn't end up doing it because I was gonna talk about how wholesome and sweet my friends are, but then one of my friends who I was gonna talk about just pulled up my Minecraft channel and started watching one of my videos in front of me, and so, never again. Y'all better be glad that I'm making another one. I'm like, oh, nope, never again, actually. I messaged one of my friends and I'm like, nope, I'm giving up on this video. And then he just responded with, I'm not friends with quitters. And honestly, it was very motivating. In the past, that would not have motivated me, but no, now that definitely did, actually. I'm like, yeah, you're not, let's do this. No, but I'm just gonna be making some trees in the background while I'm talking about my first week of school, because I'm back at school, back at college, and some shenanigans have been abound, and I just want to rant about them because it's fun. And not about the person who watched my video in front of me, because I'm hoping they don't watch this one. But if you go to my other channel, there's gonna be a song up there soon, and then you'll know why. I have a lot of stuff I do in my day-to-day, so soon just means within the month. I'm back in school, and for context, I'm a resident assistant, so I help with the assisting of residents. I just help them out. If they need something, they can let me know, or like if I see them struggling, I'll be like, hey, do you need any help or anything like that? And honestly, I'm just like a resource that they can go to if they need any help at any point in time. We did have what we call RA training. We do like these scenarios and stuff, right? We'll just kind of act out scenarios and like common scenarios that like new RAs will probably encounter. Like alcohol, marijuana, stuff like that. So one of the things is that my resident director wanted the previous RAs, people who are already RAs, to do most of the acting, just so that the new RAs can get some practice. Mainly just because the returner RAs have probably already like handled it or like dealt with it at some point. So he just wanted the new RAs to get more practice. There's always some really funny stories that come out of this like scenario, because the RAs know what like the students will probably do or say. I was one of the actors for a marijuana incident, and I was like one of the residents, and I just shoved a dryer sheet in between the door. And so then when the new RA just like opened the door, just one lone dryer sheet just fluttered to the floor, sadly, and they just looked at it and went, what? There's an alcohol one that we did that was like a party, and there was a lot of people in there, and I was one of the actors, and basically the RA like knocked on the door, and then just all of these RAs who are acting as the residents, right, just go shh, 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 and then just you just hear crashing noises as everyone's just throwing like bottles and like any like red Solo cups or whatever, just like hiding them. Like basically one of my friends just like gave me a bunch of cups and then his jacket, and I just threw the jacket over the cups and stuff like that. So it was like, oh my god, it's just so funny. One of the actors there was supposed to be sick, like pretending to be sick, and my resident director just like looked at them and went, oh, are you feeling okay? Like, you're looking pretty bad. And they were just like, oh yeah, I'm fine, whatever, like clearly not. And I was like, yeah, no, they're like, what do you mean? They're fine. And my resident director was like, what's like, looks like they got sick in the trash. And then I just like looked at him and I went, no, that's my cats. And he just went, you have an unauthorized cat on campus? We're gonna have to talk about that later. One of these scenarios, we didn't actually do this the first time, but we did it this time, where it was like a physical fight. Like, two residents were fighting. And so I was one of the people who was chosen to be an actor. And I don't know if you know this about me, but I am not a violent person at all. Like, at all. I promise you. Listen, if I like am slightly passive aggressive, then that's me being aggressive. Like just me being like, ugh, to someone, like that is on the worst day, Like, I am just not a violent person or anything, and I was chosen to do this acting where I was this resident. They were mad at someone else because they like hit on their significant other or something. Also, for context, I'm aromantic, so that also made this really funny as well. My resident director, in choosing someone, just looked at me and just went, "Caelen, you look like you have unbridled rage. Why don't you play this?" And I just went, "What? Okay, I guess." It was against my friend. That's who I was like fighting against, and my friend like wasn't like in the scenario, just like was told to like not like fight back, and that like makes my whoever I was playing just like even more angry. It was so funny because I just didn't know what to say. My friend, right, fake fighting, just went, "But Caelen, your girlfriend, she's hot," and I just went, "Thank you, but screw you for saying so." And just, I was like, what do I say? I don't know. I was like, I have no idea. What am I supposed to say here? I don't know what people feel. I was like, what? Just talk it out. It's just, oh my god, it was a mess, but it was funny. I've been on RA for like 2 semesters at this point. Like, this is going on to my 2nd semester, and the first semester, right, first time meeting these people, my soon-to-be friend, right, I was not friends with him at the time. I didn't really talk to him, but basically he was doing the marijuana one, just took a candle, an entire candle, like glass candle, and just shoved it in his back pocket when the RA knocked on the door. It's so funny. It's always so funny. I love those so much. It's so funny to watch like these RAs who don't do this, just act residents or like things that they've seen. That was like the week before we started. My friend, right? He put on these sunglasses, and he was like, he put on these sunglasses, and he told me this after. He was like, oh, if I put on sunglasses, then like no one will be able to tell if I fall asleep through this like training session. Don't worry, he's a returner one, so he knew the information already. One of the other RAs like took a picture of him because he was just completely knocked out. Like, you could clearly 100% tell that he was sleeping. Like, he's like, no one will be able to tell if I'm asleep because of the sunglasses. His head was to the side. He was like minutes away from going, me, 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 me. That is how asleep this man was. Also, before class started, one of my residents knocked on my door at 12 a.m. And asked me for a broom. And I was just, like, honestly, my light wasn't on either, like, by the way. It was, like, completely off and everything. Like, I wish I had this man's confidence. Like, I would not knock on someone's door who I didn't really know that well. Like, we've had conversations and we're friendly. It's just, like, I did not expect that from him at all. But he just knocked on my door. He's like, do you have a broom? And I was like, give me a moment. And so then I went and I grabbed a broom. And I was like, yeah, here you go. And he gave it back to me. Oh my god. Honestly, I was like 20 minutes later, he like gave it back. And I was like, oh, you gave it back to me. I'm like deeply touched, oh my god, by this action. Like, you gave it back. I didn't expect you to give it back. I'm not saying that, like, they're a stealer. Like, I'm not saying that they steal things. It's just that, like, typically people will, like, ask for things and then they'll forget that they have them or get distracted or something. And, like, that's valid. I've done that before a lot myself. But he gave it back same day. And I was like, oh my god, I don't even know if I would have done that. Like, I would have 100% forgotten, you know? No, I was in class today and I had, I still have another class to go to later, but I was in class today. I'm taking actually anatomy and physiology, and I don't need to. I don't need to be there, honestly. Like, I don't. I'm an art major. I could pick any of the sciences, and I chose to pick that one. And I'm aware that that's gonna be so much work, but also at the same time, imagine how much better my art is going to be because of it, though. Like, if I understand how the, like, human form works and how, like, bones are made and, like, what the common ones are and, like, all of that, then it'll make it easier to draw. Like, if I understand how muscles work and, like, how bones look, then it'll make it easier to make horror art where I break those rules, and then I will know why it's freaky, because I know that scientifically that should not happen. And so that, I feel like, is gonna be really cool. It's gonna be interesting for sure. I feel like I'm gonna have a lot of work this semester, but it'll be worth it, I know. Like, it's one of those things where it's like, if I didn't, then, like, what would be the point, you know? If I didn't go outside my comfort zone and practice and try and do classes that I didn't think I could do, then, like, I wouldn't have taken stats, and I actually really liked stats. Stats was fun. That was required, but it was fun. Like, I loved my teacher. It was great. I enjoyed doing that a lot. So I feel like it's just really worth it to, like, take this class while I still can. You know, and just have that experience and get that practice and that, like, understand, like, scientifically why people look the way that they do, and then transfer that to my art. And I think that that'll be really cool. Like, that'll be definitely worth it. Yeah, that's, like, pretty much been my week at college. It's been really fun. I honestly, my friends yesterday, they two of my friends, right, they're RAs, they just followed me on duty. Duty is this thing where basically you have to, like, sit in an office and do rounds every hour. You sit in the office for like 5 hours, and like every hour you do rounds and you just check around, see if anyone needs anything, and just, like, in general, just, like, see what's going on, you know? Actually, what happened was my friend went on a round with one of the other RAs I was on duty with, and I was like, how come you're not going on a round with me? What about me? And they went, okay, I'll come back. And I was like, okay, you better. He did come back, actually, which I was very shocked about because he took a shower. So I 100% thought he was not going to come back, and I was about to have a talking to him. I was about to be like, hey, listen, you are the reason why I have gotten way better at, like, not flaking on people. Like, they're the type of people where, like, if they make a promise, like, they're gonna deliver on it, you know? Like, you know that they have your back. And so I was about to have a talking to them. I was about to have a talking to him and just be like, hey, listen, you made it so that I am less flaky, and that if I make a promise, I'm gonna deliver on it, and now you don't get to quit that. He came back, and these two, they're just like, they were following me around, and it was great, and we were just talking and stuff, and it was fantastic. But they were being so loud, and it was like quiet hours, and I'm like, y'all, we're literally RAs. I can't go and tell people to be quiet if I myself am not quiet. I'm like, why are you doing this right now? Stop it. Because they were, like, running around and stuff, and, like, they were just like, oh my goodness. One of my residents now used to be an RA. They know her, like, they basically want to go and say hi to her. What happened was the most, like, chaotic 5 minutes. I swear to God. I'm also trying to make sure that this tree, like, looks a specific way while also telling a story, so I don't know, mine can't do two things at once. I'm trying my best over here. They went to go and see one of my residents. They knocked on her door and then ran away as fast as they could. Like, I'm talking bolting, running down the hall. These are soccer players, all right? They are running. They are running down the hall. And I was like, listen, you can't be so loud. I was like, I cannot be a hypocrite. Please stop this. It was funny, but still. Like, they knocked on her door and then they bolted. I forgot that one of them was actually friends with a couple of my other residents who are, like, in the next suite over. So I just thought that this person just ran into, like, a random suite that they didn't know in trying to hide, and I was cackling. That was so funny. I thought, like, I didn't realize that they knew each other. Like, obviously they did. They're on the same team. Like, they're baseball players. I was laughing so hard because I just thought that he just went into a random suite he didn't know. And I was like, what? And then after, they did it again, But this time my resident, they're not dumb. They were waiting for them to do it again. Like, before they could knock on the door, they opened it, and so then they just bolted. The soccer player ran into the bathroom for like a solid like 3 minutes. We actually didn't know where he went. And then like, I'm like, is he in the bathroom? And they're like, I don't know, I don't think so. And I went and I knocked. There was no one there. Like, it was silent and I didn't hear anyone, and I'm like, okay, I guess not. But then I like turned around to start walking away, and then I hear like shuffling, and I'm like, okay, he's definitely in the bathroom. And then I like walked over, and I just see him opening the door the tiniest bit, one eye peeking out, just like in fear, just like, are they still out there? God, that was so freaking funny. Oh my goodness. I also played chess with him kind of recently. I just had not played in a while, and I was like, I don't know. I remember being like okay at it, and then I played against him. He was pretty adamant about how good he was at chess. He was like, I'm the top dog at chess. He was like, Caelen, I'm gonna win. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna show a picture right now. This is what happened first game. And I just looked at him, I'm like, how's that winning going? Just completely got him. But it took like a really long time because I think through my moves. I play like multiple games actually when I'm playing chess. I'm not only just playing chess, I'm also playing mind games as well, because I'm trying to figure out what type of player the other person is and how to best like win against them. So like right after that game, I was playing with someone else, and I didn't really know this person beforehand. I was playing against them, and they were very good, to be honest. They did end up winning, but it was worth it because I won at heart, because I got to see them freak out because I would make moves that they didn't expect, and it was fantastic. I loved it so much. I would watch them freak out. They would have like a bishop or something, or like a rook in like a very easy to get like place, you know? Like 0 consequences, I can easily take that. Hold on, when is my class? I'm getting distracted. Okay, 15 minutes. So he would have like his bishop in like, or something, like in like a very easy place to get, like 0 consequences. I'm talking, I could get it so easily, and I would intentionally move away, and I would watch this man freak out. He's like, I'm playing 2 moves ahead and they're playing 6. And honestly, I would just make dumb moves and then play it off as genuine, and then like I was planning something, and then he would just freak out. He was actually like, he was getting stressed. He was starting to sweat. And it was so funny to watch. Oh my goodness. This is why I'm a fantastic person in any games, because my goal in the game is never to win. And that's actually a quote from one of the songs that I made for Double Life that I never posted, actually. My goal, genuinely in games, is never to win, because that's not fun. I don't want to win. I want to play mind games. I want to bluff. I want to cause chaos, because that is fun. What's the point of playing a game if people know your every move? Because what happens? You make a move that they expect, and then they can react in a reasonable way. But that's not fun. That's not a game. That's just you making moves that is predictable. No, what's fun is being unpredictable. This feels like a villain origin story. I'm like recording this at like 6 a.m. This feels like a villain origin story. When I'm playing games, if someone else is looking at me in fear, then that is correct. That is the correct response. That is the type of way that I love to play games. If someone is freaking out, not me, then I am having a blast. I don't know, it's why I like games, like bluffing games, like One Night Ultimate Werewolf or like Coup. It's fantastic. It's wonderful. That stuff is so much fun. Like whenever I'm playing chess, I'm playing genuinely like 3 games at once. Like everyone else is just trying to win. I'm not. My goal isn't to win. That's why you should never play chess against me, because I'm a scary person. Honestly, I'm not gonna lie, I kind of just want to see what I would do in like a traffic SMP like type of thing, you know, like in a third life, last life. Like I'm so curious because like I definitely like mess with other people, and I would like play to my strengths, and I would definitely intentionally have people underestimate me. I like honestly, that's why I think that Jimmy can win like the next Double Life, like Last Life, whatever, Life SMP series. It's because if he plays to people underestimating him and like plans around it, then like he 100% easy can win. Because honestly, when you underestimate someone, like it's the best. I love that so much. It's so much fun. As much as people are like, oh, Jimmy can't like fight or whatever, I don't know. Insert whatever they say about Jimmy. Like, you can use that to your strength. Oh my god. I am definitely a strategic person in that aspect, where if someone was like, oh yeah, you're a builder, I would prove them so wrong. Just an aside, but like honestly my eyes would light up. I would look at them and I would go, that's my target. If someone is like, oh yes, Caelen, the builder, you've messed up already. I've already won. Like, oh my goodness, that type of stuff is so fun though. I would love to see like what would happen if there's any traffic SMPs out there that need people. I would love to join. It would be so much fun to just see what I would actually do, because I definitely would try to like test the boundaries. Like, I would definitely betray my friends and then try to win them back over to my side within 2 episodes, and I would do it. I would find a way to do it. Like, that's not me just being like, oh, well, why don't you join my side, you know? I would be like, hey, if you don't join my side, you're gonna die. Because I'm going to attack you, and actually, you're gonna become my next target if you don't join me. That's the type of person that I am. That's the type of stuff that I love. It's great. Oh my goodness. It's genuinely so much fun. I love that so much. Oh my god. But yeah, that's been my first week of school. I went on a tangent there that was completely unrelated, but it's still great. It's still funny. I'm just having a great time, honestly, and I just cannot wait to see what the future has in hold. However, we'll see how much time I have for videos, so you might get a lot more of me just like talking about my week, or just like funny stories and stuff like that, because you know, I'm a full-time college student and also an RA. There's a thing called time, and I do not have it. I would like it back. That's pretty much it. So yeah, a bit more of just like a talking episode, but I hope that you enjoyed regardless, and I will see you later and in the next episode. We'll see what happens. It is still the first couple of weeks of school, but yeah, I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in the next episode. I just like bluffing.